let's start with the prompt. We're looking to find data from the table that supports the suggestion. And what is the suggestion? So the largest tyrannosaurids, the family of dinosaurs that includes these, are thought to have the strongest bite of any land animals in Earth's history. Determining the bite force can be difficult, however, and these paleontologists have suggested that an estimate of dinosaur bite force may be significantly influenced by the methodology used in generating that estimate. Now, the SAT loves the word methodology. It's kind of your procedure when you do an experiment. So the final point being made there is that different estimates are influenced by their methodology. In other words, there's no one right estimate, but if you use one study method, one methodology, you're finding sort of one range. And if you use another study method, you're finding another set of results. So it's just saying the variations just come from how they're doing their studies. So how does the data show that? Well, there's a lot of information here. And sometimes on these hardest questions, you really do honestly have to just look through the data and find inconsistencies to make better sense. So instead of doing what we normally do, which is to take in the data and sort of make our own assessment, let's start going through the answer choices. Rules are, of course, made to be broken. So looking at A, the study by Mears used body mass scaling and produced the lowest estimated maximum bite force. So Mears used body mass scaling, but produced the highest bite force out of all of them. So that's already out. B, in their study, these guys used tooth bone interaction analysis to produce an estimated bite force range with a minimum of 8,000. Okay, so far so good. The minimum is 8,000 and a maximum of 34,000. Well, that's all true, but we're only hearing about one of the studies. So we're not hearing the comparison of the different studies and how they're each influenced by various methodologies. So just to hear information about just one study doesn't really help us. So far A and B are both out. C, the bite force estimates produced by these guys and these guys were similar to each other, while the estimates produced by these other two guys that I'm going to underline in red each differed substantially from any other estimate. So that actually sounds pretty good because we're looking for the idea that the measurements are coming from the method being used, not from the actual true differences. And what's being said in C is that the two guys who use muscular and skeletal modeling produce similar results. So the results are coming from the method being used, whereas the other two differed significantly because they had two totally different study methods. And so that seems to match perfectly. So let's keep that one. That's a great answer choice. And now let's look at D. The estimated maximum bite force produced by these guys. Let's go ahead and erase some of these underlines. So the maximum bite force from here exceeded the maximum produced by these guys. It actually did, even though both used the same method. They did not use the same method. They did use the same method. And okay, so choice D is saying that these guys both had the same method. Why is one of them greater than the other? That's actually the opposite of the point we're trying to make here, because the point that was being made was that the estimate is being influenced by the methodology. In other words, studies that had the same method might have the same results. And so if we're hearing that the same method had different results, then that goes directly against the point that was being made. So the answer here is C.